welcome to a special bonus episode of Ranger Danger. Normally, this is the show where we watch an episode of Power Rangers and then talk about it. No Power Rangers this week. We're diving straight into somewhere around the middle of Dairanger.
We are.
Full title, Gosei Sentai Dairanger, I believe.
That's the one.
Now, I don't know much about Gosei Sentai Dairanger.
No.
Except that it provides the Thunder Megazords to Power Rangers.
Yep.
And it provides the White Ranger to Power Rangers.
Yep.
And they have really cool outfits.
They do have really cool outfits.
Yeah. It's to the extent that I really wish the Power Rangers had gotten these outfits because they're so much cooler than the Power Rangers outfits.
Yeah, so I might tell you a bit about Dairanger, but before I do that, Matt, where can people find us?
Well, if they'd like to find us on the internet,
Yep.
they can do that, www.rangerdangerpodcast.com.
Okay.
If they want to do it in real life, well, I'm not going to give you any hints. You'll just have to search. You can send us an email, rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to send us a Twitter tweet on the world's favourite bird platform, Twitter, we're at RangerDcast. You can find us on Google+, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn. You can also get something from our shop, rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop. I think that's it.
Yeah. So, Matt, which episode are we going to be watching today of Dairanger?
It's called The Three Stooges Soccer,
Yeah.
which I'm excited about. I'm really very excited to just dive into the middle of the series. We're not watching the first one. We're just going to get a quick cross-section cut of Dairanger so we can see what it's all about.
Yeah, so this episode actually corresponds to an episode we watched a couple of weeks ago now.
Right.
Zed's Monster Mash.
Oh, that's exciting.
It featured some kind of cool monsters who we're never going to see again in Power Rangers. We thought, given how kind of weird and disjointed that episode was,
And how cool those monsters were.
we'd check out this one and see how it works. So I'm very excited about how this one might come together.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Dairanger and what it was. Dairanger translates to 5-star squadron Dairanger.
I've long said that if I'm going to have stars, I want there to be 5 stars.
5 full stars?
Full stars.
Full stars.
2 thumbs up.
Not 5. Wait, is 2 thumbs... Does that mean each thumb is 2.5 stars?
Yes. That's the sort of Ebert to, regular movie review conversion scale.
Right. 1 thumb is 2.5 stars.
That's right.
So what if it's out of 10? Is 1 thumb 5 stars, or do you have to give 4 full thumbs?
No, you flip it. So you've got neutral, but then you've got 1 thumb down, 2 thumb down, 1 thumb up, 2 thumb up.
So 5 is no thumbs.
Yeah. That's called Caesaring the system when you introduce the down thumbs.
Wasn't down thumb bad, or is that the thing that they discovered was a lie? It's either they didn't do thumbs up, or they didn't do thumbs down, or they actually just went kill him in Latin. Anyway, podcast.
Yep. Dairanger.
Yeah, Dairanger. So, got a plot summary here from Ranger Wiki.
Lay it on me.
Let's go through it. So, over 8,000 years ago, the Daos civilization flourished in southern China.
Yep.
The Daos Empire was 3 tribes. It was the Dai tribe, the Shura tribe, who are just like regular people, and the Gorma tribe, and they all lived together until...
I'm pretty sure I had some Gorma the other week. It's quite nice with rice.
Okay. Did it turn into a monster?
Well...
All right, so one day, the Gorma tribe tried to take over the empire because they're evil, I guess. So that started a war between the Gorma and the Dai tribe.
Yep.
And I assume the Shura people just, whatever.
Didn't fight for 5,000 years because that's exhausting.
Yeah, so the battle continued for, 5,000 years, led by the Gorma triumvirate, who I assume are 3 big Gorma bad guys. It's a cool name.
It is, yeah.
The mythical chi beasts appeared to oppose the Gorma. The Gorma had magical powers that had increased to the point where they could turn themselves into monsters.
It's important to know that the mythical chi beasts are much stronger than the mythical chia beasts.
Neither of them to be confused with the mythical cheese beasts.
Those are my favourite beasts.
Oh, they're everyone's favourite beasts.
Pizza, macaroni, spaghetti with parmesan.
This is from Italian Sentai Dairanger. The mythical cheese beasts. Excellent. Okay. So 5 Dai warriors' chi powers had increased to the point where they could control the chi beasts. you may not be surprised to learn that those are their Zords. So the Dai and Gorma tribes both disappeared, and the war ended.
Hang on, if you have really high chi, then you get a Zord. Why does the Iron Fist not have an awesome Zord?
Because he doesn't need an awesome giant robot.
That's definitely true. Iron Fist don't need nothing.
You really like Iron Fist, don't you?
I love Iron Fist.
You do love Iron Fist. Yeah. Is there a reason you love Iron Fist?
I think I'm very vulnerable to like 70s kung fu exploitation films.
Sure, there you go.
And I like magic.
Yep.
And I
you mean
like
the card game, right?
Yes, Magic. No, I don't mean Magic the Gathering. And I like 1930s noir pulp.
Yep.
So if you're reading Immortal Iron Fist, the comic by Matt Faction and Ed Brubaker, you get all of that. The art is amazing. Comics just don't get much better.
Sure, fair enough. Okay. So in 1993, the Gorma tribe reappeared.
That's bad.
And they're trying to take over the world. So a guy named Master Kaku, who I imagine is a small, frail, old Japanese man.
It's a good guess, yeah.
Assembled a team of 5 youths.
Although it's Sentai, so it's also possible that he's like a very angry turtle or something like that.
That's true. I had not considered the possibility that he was a turtle. We will have to see if he's a turtle or not. So he assembled a team of 5 youths with high levels of chi, and they became the Dairangers. So, big battle.
Yep.
War over. Bad guys back.
Yep.
5 kids. It's not dissimilar to the Power Rangers origin story, really.
Not hugely. It also sounds very similar to the Dairanger story.
I mean, they're all going to end with an old guy's assembled a team of 5 youths to... The only time they don't is when it's a team of 3 youths.
Or when it's like, a police force or they're train conductors or whatever.
I don't think they're train conductors. I think their boss... I think there's a guy called the conductor. And I think they might be like 5 kids who are dreaming...
What?
Yeah, the train. It got away from me at the end, so I don't exactly know what happened. But
it went off the rails a bit, did it?
Yeah, it did. Hey, oh Jesus! All right, so we're going to go watch an episode of Dairanger.
Yep,
and
we'll see you in a second.
Yeah, bye guys.
I don't understand, Michael. This was 1993 that this was made.
Yep.
For the past 22 years,
yes,
people from many countries all around the world have kept on making television programs when clearly the perfect television program was already produced. That we should have stopped with this specific episode of Dairanger.
They shouldn't even have made episode 16.
I don't want to be dramatic or morbid.
You don't want to exaggerate.
But I feel like we probably should have packed it in as a species at that point.
Right. So February, maybe March 1994.
That's it. We did it. We completed what we needed to do as a species.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's so good. It's so good. Oh. From top to bottom, it is brimming with amazing ideas. Within 5 seconds of the episode, there's an old lady who sees a giant pink telephone, picks up the top of the giant pink telephone, realizes it's a monster, and turns around to see a monstrous gravestone behind her, who gets offended because she says that he's a ghost. 5 seconds.
All right, let's start at the very opening.
Okay.
It looks like the opening has got clips from this specific episode in it.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's amazing.
Yes. The song is super catchy.
Yep.
As we found last time when we watched Dairanger.
Yep.
It's got some cool shots of the Zords that makes me wish those were in Power Rangers.
Especially the Red Dragon.
The dragon just has some cool...
He goes through the city. He flies into the sunset.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
The costumes are cool. The monsters are on bikes.
Yes.
It's just...
General Gravestone. We'll talk about more as we go through the episode. Maybe my new favourite fictional character.
It's just the best name for a fictional character.
His design is awesome. The way he conducts himself is awesome.
I need to say a line from the opening sequence.
Yes.
Which is, dance my sword, roar my fist.
Yes.
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 Yes. Great. Perfect. Okay, so this old lady...
Yep.
She walks up and she sees a pink telephone.
Yep.
She grabs the pink telephone.
Before that, she says, "This is a very large telephone, but I might as well use it," or something like that. Which is like, yeah, all right, I buy that logic.
So she grabs the pink telephone,
Yeah.
at which point the telephone stands up
Yeah.
and reveals that she's a lady.
Yeah.
The old lady panics, turns around, and behind her is a gravestone man
Yep.
who says, "I'm a gravestone, please don't destroy me." I imagine in 1994, old ladies were committing a lot of gravestone vandalism.
Yeah.
And that's some sort of like clever Japanese in-joke.
Yeah, that's some social commentary right there.
Exactly. So this is General Gravestone
Yeah.
and Mistress Telephone.
Yeah.
They're waiting for someone,
Yeah.
and they are soon joined by a man on a bike who looks like an aeroplane.
To me, he looks like a bike. He looks like a bike monster that rides a bike.
He's named General Kamikaze.
Yes. Which would, like, for any other country to do that would be tasteless. But it's kind of like, well, I guess they're allowed.
Because he's got, like, the rising sun flag painted on his face.
Yeah.
If I did that,
Yeah.
that's the most racist thing I could possibly do towards Japanese people.
Yeah.
Because they did it, it's the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, they say, have you come up with a way to kill the Power Rangers? Or those guys?
Dairangers.
Yeah. And he says, yes. And he brings out a soccer ball.
Yeah.
I don't know how representative this episode is of the show.
Yeah.
If we happen to pick a specific episode with...
If we happen to pick the best episode.
Or if, like, every episode is as off-kilter as this.
Yeah.
If there's two more this good, it's easily the greatest show of all time.
Yeah. It's got that same quality of, like, Batman the Brave and the Bold, the cartoon show.
Yep.
Where it's just, like, crazy ideas, but that doesn't mean that they don't try hard to make it good.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
There's still a human story and a logical progression of events.
Yeah.
Unlike many episodes of Power Rangers we could name.
Yeah, it's still a well-told story. It's just that it's an insane story in the best way.
All right, so a guy, and I didn't get his name, he's the Red Ranger. I'm going to bring up their names.
Yeah.
So he's making dumplings.
That's right.
And his sister is there.
His little
She's
sister.
not a Power Ranger.
No.
But she's bugging him, basically. And so...
Because she wants to go out on town.
Yeah,
for the
but
sunset.
he is busy making these dumplings.
Yeah. He's the Michael of the team. I guess.
Yes, he's the responsible one.
Yeah.
So... through the telephone sitting on the bench,
Yeah.
Mistress Telephone can spy on them.
Yeah, but she's using like a screen that is revealed inside General Gravestone when he tears his head open.
So General Gravestone has got a crack along his gravestone. General Gravestone, if you haven't seen him, he's like a man in a black jumpsuit.
Yeah.
But torso and up is a gravestone on an angle with an eye in it.
Yeah.
And he's got a horizontal crack running through him that, while we didn't ever see in Power Rangers, we learn flips open like a lighter and has changing things inside it.
Yeah. So just in case you're wondering, that is in fact the most awesome thing.
It is. It is just the best thing.
Like, it doesn't make a lick of sense, but it's also like endlessly awesome.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you can just, like, at any moment, something awesome could literally pop out of him.
So at the moment, he's got a screen,
Yeah.
which Mistress Telephone is projecting onto.
Yeah.
So I guess she's got the ability to look through all telephones.
Yeah, I didn't make any notes because I just couldn't keep up with everything because it was so good.
Yes.
But there's a line a bit later in the episode about her being like the lady who can tap into your telephone, like the government or something.
Like that.
I was like, what? Is that, like, that is actual social commentary?
It's the best. It's just, this show is insane.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine it's less insane if you've seen the previous 14 episodes.
No.
Okay, so the sister,
Yeah.
whatever her name is, Yuko, she's gone out on her own.
Yeah.
And she's kind of at the harbour staring out at the ocean when a soccer ball appears
Yeah.
and starts chasing her. And she runs away.
Because, of course, you're in that situation.
And then the soccer ball kind of hits her and knocks her out.
Yeah.
And General Kamikaze grabs her. Ryo is the Red Ranger, and he runs up.
He had heard her screaming when she was being chased by the soccer ball.
You know, of course.
Yeah.
And General Kamikaze says, if you want to get your sister back, you'll play a game of soccer. Ryo says, did you say soccer?
Speaking for the audience, Ryo says, exactly. What?
Yes, he did say soccer, at which point General Gravestone flips up his head to just be a lighter and flamethrowers at him.
It's so cool. I can't handle it. Why are we watching Power Rangers?
That's a genuinely good question, Matt. The answer is because there's 50 episodes of every season of Sentai.
Yeah. But, like, if they're all this good...
that's not an unfair point. Oh, it's just... Oh.
I think General Gravestone is my spirit animal.
General Gravestone might be the best fictional invention ever.
Yeah, ever.
He's easily the best Power Rangers monster.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because we saw Doomstone, his counterpart, for like 3 minutes.
Yes.
He never flipped his head.
No, there was no lighter. No. There was no screen. There was no anything. And he certainly didn't have General Gravestone's winning personality.
We didn't even see the other two. The other two are just not worth using, apparently.
Oh, it's such a waste.
It is genuinely a waste.
Yeah.
All right, so the Red Ranger goes to the other Rangers.
Yep.
And it's a little tough to track what happens here, but I think they told him he has to go alone.
Yes.
And so he wants to go alone, and the other Rangers are like, don't be a dingus. We'll all go together.
Yeah, and then they get into a fist fight about it?
Yeah, he actually just punches one of them.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't seem to come out of it. Like, seems like a huge overreaction for no reason, but that's fine.
Yeah. You know, he's the hothead of the team.
Yeah.
So there's a establishing shot with some weird giant floating space balls.
That I never, like, what was that? I can only assume that they are like... an alien race or like equivalent, and that's their transport or something. But
I guess,
yeah, who knows?
Who knows? So all of the minions, are dressed in soccer outfits. They've got white shorts and long socks.
Yeah, and so are the three monsters. And you can see, like, General Grayson in particular struggling with his socks, which is such a brilliant character moment.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a level of thought that Power Rangers would never put into it.
No.
You know? Such a beautiful little moment.
So they're there with who I assume is their evil boss.
Yeah.
Who is some sort of gimp.
Yeah, he just looks like a dude with a weird leather fetish.
It looks like his name is Gorma Emperor 26.
Right, okay. There's a character that I'm thinking of that he reminds me of, and I can't figure out who it is.
Is it the Gimp from Pulp Fiction?
No, but I understand why you'd make that connection. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he only appears for 3 seconds in this episode.
Yeah, and he's basically there to tell them to, like, do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just... Boy, so they're not sure how they're going to do at soccer.
Yep.
So General Gravestone flips his lid again.
Yep.
And now he's got some sort of, like, pay fortune-telling device.
Yeah, so it's basically like a fortune-telling vending machine.
That gives out, like, fortune cookie fortunes.
Yes.
And so they do that, and it says they're going to have good luck.
Yeah, he reads it and says... it says we can have very good luck. And then there's a close-up of the fortune, and the subtitles translate it. It just says, very good. Yes.
At which point they all start, the other two monsters, start, like, fighting him for a go at the fortune machine.
Yes.
This show is insane.
Yeah, like, just to be clear, like, if we could just capture this moment for a second, there is... a giant animate gravestone that's about to play soccer for the life of a little girl who's trapped in a balloon. And this gravestone flips open his head and produces a vending machine that spits out fortunes. And this causes a fight between his two friends, the personification of Kamikaze Pilot, and a giant lady telephone.
People aren't going to believe us, are they?
I don't think so.
I'm going to a party later tonight.
Yeah.
If I try and explain what I just saw, There is absolutely no way anyone will ever
believe you.
Can I tell you something better?
Yeah.
I've just found out what their names more literally translate to.
Yes.
Boss Kamikaze.
Yes.
Teacher Telephone.
Yes.
Company President Gravestone.
Oh, you told me about this last. Company President Gravestone. That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Okay, yeah, no more General Gravestone.
No,
Company President Gravestone.
Absolutely.
Michael,
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to...
Business card?
No, you're just going to need to watch me for the next week, or I will end up getting a Company President Gravestone tattoo.
Here's the thing. Am I watching you to stop you from doing it, or watching you to encourage you at every turn?
I don't know.
Okay, so his sister
Yeah.
is trapped in a red balloon that is
That's the Red
floating
Red
above-
Ranger's sister, that
Yes,
we should
sorry.
say. Yep.
It's floating above the monster's goal.
Yeah.
The only way to set her free, he tries to get her out, but he gets electrocuted.
Yeah.
Only way to set her free is by scoring a goal.
Yes.
It's like Bend It Like Beckham if the stakes were higher and the costumes were insane. And Keira Knightley was a Power Ranger. So, look, to be honest, it's not a lot like Bend It Like Beckham.
What I love about this is that it's this incredibly complicated trap, but the monsters that unfailingly play by the few rules that
Yes.
exist here. They don't cheat.
No, the rules of this are you have to win at soccer,
Yeah.
and they continue to play soccer.
Yes. It's so good.
It is so good. So, but if the monsters get a goal,
Yeah.
and they demonstrate this with a dummy of the Red Ranger,
Yeah.
if the monsters get a goal, lightning shoots out of his goal, and he explodes.
Yeah. Everything about this is perfect. Oh, sorry, I need to deep breath.
So the one disappointing thing about this episode
Yeah.
is that there's no real morphing sequence.
Yeah,
They
and that's,
don't
that's not
have,
really
like-
about this episode.
No,
That's about Sentai.
For a
As-
while at least, yeah.
They just sort of flip out their morphers, say chi fortification power or something.
Something like that.
And
So-
they just instantly transform.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Dairanger Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got a thing that plugs into another thing.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, I like their morphers. It's just-
It actually will be reused later for the Magna Defender in Lost Galaxy.
Oh, right, okay.
Because that character never had a morpher in the Sentai,
Yeah.
and there was a prop that already existed and
Yeah.
hadn't been used before.
Yep. That's cool.
So there's some cool soccer bits.
Yep.
It's a Power Ranger playing soccer. I'm down.
Yeah, and Power Ranger playing soccer against 3 monsters and a lot of goons.
Yep.
Um,
Dressed in soccer
yeah.
outfits.
And unsurprisingly, he gets creamed because he's like playing 15-1.
Yeah.
And eventually the monsters score a goal.
Yep.
And at this point, I was expecting like another ranger to jump in and catch the ball or something. The ball,
No, the lightning shoots out and kills him. Cut to ad break.
yeah, the ball goes into the goal. Lightning charges. Lightning fires at him. Huge explosion.
Yep.
Ad break.
Demorphed, he flies to the ground
Yeah.
and doesn't move.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that's the end of him.
That's the end of the show. That's it. Oh, they won the soccer. Well, that's fair.
And the thing is, like, that wouldn't be that crazy given what we've seen so far.
I'd like to make a pitch.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of soccer.
Yeah.
I would watch a lot more soccer if lightning shot out of the goals and killed players every time they scored a goal.
I wouldn't. I don't actually want that. But if there was something similar that was slightly less fatal, I would support that.
Okay, what if the lightning strikes out and there's an explosion but you don't die but you're just sent off?
Okay. Even if it's just like you get thrown a big distance.
Yeah, we're on a catapult.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
great. Done. We've just made soccer 100 times better.
And we didn't even need to involve Company President Gravestone.
That's right. He's clearly the referee.
Yeah.
And he flips his head open and it's got a red card in it.
Yes.
Done. Oh, man. Okay. He's not dead. That may not surprise you.
Yes.
He is still alive, but he's very hurt.
He's very hurt.
And the
Demorphed.
show does not shy away from him being, like, properly hurt.
Oh, he's bleeding and he does look like he's about dead.
Yeah.
You know, it's great.
He struggles to get up and wobbles when he's up.
Yep.
But so now the monster as well. He's not dead, but, we've got the ball and we're right next to the goal. So
Yep.
they do a triple finisher where they kick and it bounces off Company President Gravestone and they kick it into the goal. But no lightning shoots out.
What?
What? It's an illusion.
Dun, dun, dun.
The other 4 Rangers, unmorphed, are standing in front of the real goal, which is slightly further back.
Yep.
Looking pretty proud of themselves.
The one guy in particular is laughing at them in the most condescending way.
He calls them idiots for not suspecting that the goal may have been an illusion.
Yeah.
Were they meant to have expected that?
He's just being a real tool about it, which is great.
He's great.
But
he's got great hair.
He does. And then there's the other one of the other Rangers who is the most dapper dressed gentleman I have ever seen. And he's never not dressed like that. I don't know who he is, what his deal is, what his personality is, but he's already my favourite Sentai Ranger.
Of all time?
Of all time.
That's pretty fair.
He looks like he's going to go captain a boat in a second.
He does look like that. He does look like that. That's actually exactly what it looks like. So, here's the part that I love.
Yeah.
They morph.
Yeah.
And continue playing soccer.
Oh, yeah.
It's not time for a giant fight.
No. It's a soccer game to play. And they sort of make an announcement that, we're the Dairangers, but today we're a soccer team. Where it was the Tokyo Chi Bombers or something.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
It's just amazing. So the soccer game continues for a bit.
Yeah.
But they score. The monsters score a goal. It gets past the Yellow Ranger, who's in goal.
Yep.
And they score. But the Yellow Ranger has a magical power, Matt.
Yeah.
The Yellow Ranger can reverse time.
It's so good.
It would have been spoiled if we'd known that in advance.
Yeah.
It would have been ruined.
Yeah.
But not knowing that, yes. Because we watched the ball bounce back out in reverse time, and then he catches it, just knowing where it's going to be.
Yeah, and there's this countdown clock that reverses, but it's not the time. It's just a number that's at 9,000.
Yeah.
And it just goes back to 8,700 or something like that. It's bizarre, but it's so good.
It's so good. So, Yellow Ranger now throws it down the field.
Yeah.
The Blue Ranger gets it, kicks it, transforms into a scribble.
Yeah.
Runs around like lightning, and then kicks it again.
Yeah, passes it to himself, basically. So they all have powers.
Yes.
But it's not for a long time, the Rangers in America didn't have individual powers.
Yes.
And then later on, they got kind of lame human powers, maybe they could control a bit of water.
Yeah.
But no, in this, they all have the best
They all have
superpowers.
superpowers.
Yeah.
One can control time.
Yeah.
One is the Flash.
Yeah.
One of them can create illusory soccer goals.
Yeah.
I assume that's how specific his power is.
I love that is, it's not illusions.
No. Soccer goals. You'd be amazed how often it comes in handy.
And if that is his actual power, then he was right to ridicule those monsters.
Yeah, absolutely.
For not figuring
you
that
should
one.
have seen that coming.
Yeah.
So the Green Ranger just kicks it because his power is to create soccer goals, and that's not very useful here.
Yeah.
The Pink Ranger creates a tornado that throws the ball away from all the monsters.
Yep, that's cool too. It's a cool effect.
The Red Ranger gets it.
Yep.
Lightning bolt kick.
Yes.
Which kicks the ball into a minion.
Yep.
And carries the minion back into the goal.
Yep. It's so good.
It's just...
It's really cool ideas, crazy ideas, but the execution is awesome too.
Yeah.
It's not just that it's crazy. It's crazy and crazy good.
I think it's one of those things where you'd have seen 14 episodes of them using those powers to punch things.
Yeah.
And now they've gone, okay, but here's the episode, they're going to play soccer.
Yep.
What's the coolest way they can play soccer?
Yeah.
So the balloon bursts, what's her name, falls, Red Ranger catches her.
Yep.
All good. Enlargement bombs.
Yes.
I was amazed that these were a Sentai concept.
Why is that?
Well, just because of how crappy the shot of them falling to Earth is in the American footage.
Sure.
I kind of just figured that they were something that Because the Americans had made up.
In the Sentai, the monsters always have them themselves.
Yes.
But for some reason in Power Rangers, it had to be Lord Zed throwing it from the moon.
I think it's just to replicate the make my monster grow.
Yep, sure.
Stuff.
So they never had that footage, so they had to use the same horrible, reused.
It's so bad.
So bad.
It might be the worst effect in the show. Yeah. And I'm including the time Rita was tiny and an action figure with a lever on her back to make her arms.
Oh, that was great.
That's my favourite part of the entire Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So they get giant now.
Yes.
Still wearing their soccer socks.
Yep.
So the Red Dragon Thunderzord gets summoned and just attacks. Wraps itself around one of them.
It's one of those things where it's like, why do we ever get this cool shit in Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Like, it's always the boring, most typical attack in Power Rangers. In this, the snake-like dragon wraps itself around, I think it's Company President Gravestone.
Yeah.
But then Mistress Telephone starts tickling the dragon and it squirms.
You should never tickle a sleeping dragon, Matt.
Or
an attacking one.
Or one that's wrapped around Company President Gravestone.
But so they throw him off,
yeah,
and he crushes a mountain.
Yeah. It's cool. It's so cool.
Show. So he goes into warrior mode.
Yeah.
And that's when they pull out a soccer ball.
Yeah, and at this point, all the other Rangers join him. They never bring their own Zords out.
No.
They all just join the Red Dragon's warrior mode. Oh, I'm sorry. Dragon Star-Lord, I believe he's called.
Yep, Dragon Star-Lord.
Yeah.
The best character from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Dragon Star-Lord.
So yeah, the monsters bring out
a soccer ball, which is going to explode after it's kicked.
Yes.
So they throw it, or they kick it,
Yep.
at the Red Dragon warrior mode.
Yep.
And it hits its chest and explodes.
Yeah. They called it.
Yeah, that's what happens. So now all three of them get soccer balls.
Yeah, and at that point they're like, "Oh, we're going to die now because there's three explosive soccer balls headed our way."
The monsters kick the balls.
Yeah.
The Red Ranger is like, "No." He plants his staff.
Yep.
He does his spinning kick and kicks all the balls back.
He just keeps spinning, and with each turn, he hits another ball back at them.
Which makes no sense because they were all kicked at the same time. But I'm happy to roll with
That's
it.
right. For this, we'll accept it.
And then that's it.
Yeah, so the balls go back and they hit the monsters, it explodes. They don't explode, they just get knocked down. Cutscene.
That's it.
Yeah. And then they're eating dumplings.
It's insane. It's an insane show for mad people.
Yes. And I think
beautiful.
That must be why it appeals to me so much.
So they're just all eating dumplings, and they're all eating the dumplings that the Red Ranger was making before.
Yeah.
And they're all saying, these are pretty good dumplings.
Yeah.
The Pink Ranger says, it's not enough meat and the skin's too big.
So they're
not.
Yeah, and then she does a not joke. Because apparently not jokes transcend borders. Not jokes are the real international language.
It's just, it's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah. And then we get
possibly the best shot.
My favourite scene of the episode.
You were laughing pretty hard.
It's just, I was so ready for this episode to end and have loved it.
Yeah.
But this last scene pushed me over the edge into this being something I'm probably going to be obsessed with forever.
So, heavy orange filter.
Yeah.
Sunset in the distance.
Think like overplayed, overwrought Western.
Yep. But the orange is even oranger.
Yep.
Over the hill walk the three monsters with crutches and their arms in slings and bandages on them. I mean, this is how much Matt liked it. As soon as I started describing it, he cracked up.
I just love it so much.
It's a it's just...
this very maudulin, like they're so hard done by, but like it's a walking gravestone and like a human telephone, and they're so sad, you know.
He's got like actual crutches and he's limping forward. He falls over, and they're all like, "Oh, you fell over." And he's like, "Shut up."
And Company President Gravestone is like, "Wow, this is a real dead end job," and it's like, "Yes, it is."
And then we just get to be continued. End of episode.
I couldn't love this anymore.
Then we saw a preview for the next episode,
yeah,
which also featured a monster that could turn little children into horrific stone sculptures,
yes,
called Rolling Children Stones.
It's like they heard Rolling Stones, didn't understand it, but like, that sounds cool, let's do that. And then, like, the preview for the next episode ends with the Red Ranger saying something to some lady and, like, a single tear rolling down her cheek as she looks towards the camera.
He says to her, "Stop being a bad person."
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then we get the closing credits, which is them riding through a city on motorcycles.
Yes.
End of show.
Yes.
If Dairanger doesn't come out on DVD, that is a war crime, and Shout Factory should be punished under the Geneva Convention.
Look, having seen this, I'm going to buy it. It's done.
Yeah, it's
like,
just...
I would buy that episode on DVD just so I could have it and cherish it.
Do you want to know about the lady who has to stop being evil? Can I at least tell you her name?
Okay.
Peacock Buddha Kujaku.
All right. I think the thing is, having seen this, I have to watch Dairanger now.
Yes.
Like, probably don't have time or energy to do it for the show, but, like, just for me.
Yeah, I don't think we can watch 50 more episodes of a show, even a show as amazing as this.
Yes. But, man, it's, like, once again... After we watched Dairanger, our reaction was, wow, that's so much better than Power Rangers. This is that times 100.
This is on par with the best episodes of Power Rangers.
Oh, it blows it out of the... In my mind, blows it out of the water. Power Rangers is never this fun.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think the best episodes of Power Rangers are serious episodes of Power Rangers.
Yes.
Because... the show's never quite gotten its comedy correct.
Yep.
Whereas, I mean, God help me, one day we'll get a deeply serious episode of a Japanese show and we'll, like, be in tears in the fetal position on the floor.
Oh, yeah, it's going to hit us hard.
But, like...
I just know by the end of Dairanger, there's going to be a very tragic end to Company President Gravestone. And, like, I'm going to have to take a month
Wait,
off work.
when they bury him, do they just bury him with his upper torso sticking out of the ground? Because, you know, it'd be a waste to generate...
they just get a person and put a person in the ground.
He died the way he lived. A gravestone. I don't have anything else I could possibly say about that.
No.
Other than... You have to.
Just go watch it. Go watch this episode specifically.
Look, even I understand people's uncomfortability with piracy.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. When it comes out on DVD, we will absolutely be telling you.
Yes.
And we will probably watch another episode.
And I will be buying it, definitely, at least for myself.
But
I may buy 50 and give it as a gift to everyone I know.
But in the meantime, if there is a way you can obtain this episode... you owe it to yourselves to check it out.
Yeah.
It's I wish we could get an episode of Power Rangers this good occasionally.
That would be amazing. Just committing to an idea this much.
That's what it is, isn't it?
It's commitment. Yeah. It's not being ashamed of yourself is what it is, you know? But the ability to do a crazy thing... but not kneecap yourself being like, oh, but we've got to make this serious. Yeah. You know?
Oh, and not having to have Bulk and Skull in it.
Yeah, well, that too.
It's just, that was incredible.
I want to get a photo of Company President Gravestone and just have him on my desk at work.
That can be arranged.
Yeah.
I'll do that for you.
That would be amazing.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Your birthday's not for 6 months, but it can be an early present.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. So we'll be back on Saturday with a new episode of...
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, yes. Of which there's 700 more, so maybe don't get too down. But other than that, we're still looking for ways to fill the gaps while there's no Dino Charge.
Not too many ways because, you know, we're busy.
We are quite enjoying occasionally having a break.
Yeah.
But if you've got any ideas, shoot us an email or send us a Twitter or post on our Facebook.
Oh, this is a good time to call out and say thank you to everyone who said they would like to see more Sentai.
Yes.
Because we did this for you.
I mean, we were probably going to do it already, but after you guys so strongly said we want to see you do another Sentai episode, it really solidified our plans to do one. And
certainly sort of bumped up the schedule a bit.
Yeah.
So this is as you demanded it.
Yeah, so if you would like to demand something else, please...
Maybe don't demand, maybe ask.
Just ask.
Ask.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back on Saturday with a new episode. Until then,
Yep.
Anything just about how much you love Company President Gravestone?
I can't. There's no words, Michael.
What if he flipped open and there was just a heart with you in the middle?
Oh, that hit me in the heart, or in the what's it called?
Cardiotron.
Cardiotron.
We'll see you guys next week.